Hello everybody and welcome back to Geiselsberg. Just parking this trailer here. It's a bit neater. I had it in the other way around before and it was just a little bit awkward to manoeuvre the yard with it there. Anyway, to begin with today, what we're going to do is just move those bales from the previous episode. Chainsaw did actually stack them up in the field, so they're in one pile at the side, but it is now time to take them to a sell point and get the money for them. Now I don't know if he kept some. I think he might have kept some, unless we already have plenty. No, we do. We already have plenty in here. So I'm just picking up a bale grab just here. Yeah, were they? I'm sure they were from before. Although I can't remember. I don't know. But we do have bales, so that is fine. So we'll take this over to the field and we'll start loading up. Okay, so here we are at the field, and as you can see, we have plenty of bales. These are all from these fields. I didn't just knock them over, by the way. They were already over. 4 high on one of these. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, all 3 fields are put together here, and it has produced a fairly good size stack. I'm just looking at that cable. Yes, we don't want to be moving bales over that. Ow! Although actually it is absolutely fine with 3. So I'll just do 2 at a time, and then that way it's going to make things much easier, and we don't run the risk of hitting the wire or the cable, because that would be shocking. Okay, well, we're almost done. The problem I keep getting is the bales like to walk off the spike. Even if you've got them grabbed, they still just gradually make their way to the end of the spike, and then they all fall off, which is weird. I think you have to have it fully tilted back, otherwise it does that. But this is still a good grab. In my opinion, the best bale grab in the game. So there is space for 3 more. Get them put onto the back. I'm just waiting here because it might be a good idea to stay in place, otherwise it'd be easier to push them off. Chainsaw can sort of push against my ones. We'll just see how well that works. There we go. Right. And finally we have the straps. So that is the first trailer fully loaded up. Hopefully that bale is strapped. Yeah, I think it must be. And then we'll be back for trailer load number 2. Although looking at this, it's just going to be half a trailer load, quarter of a trailer load. It needs to be tidied up. So, well, it won't take too long to do. Right, so Chainsaw is off to the store. That's where the sell point is. It's the barn, just located at the back of the store. So, yeah, what's the current price of straw? Must be okay. Where are we looking? Just here. 123. 123. That's going to be, because they're 10,000 litres each, that's going to be a lot of money. I can't tell you exactly. My mathematical skills aren't as good as that, but it must be okay. Must be quite good. Yeah, it is quite a tight turn. Just going around there. But he's in. There we go. I don't know how many bales we have on there, but if each one is 10,000 litres, wow, that would be heavy. That would be a seriously heavy trailer. Because these are much bigger than standard bales, because even though they're Heston bales, we've increased the capacity of them. So, yeah, the mass of each bale is just immense. Here we go. Somewhere over here, the sell point, I think. This is going to be good. £36,919 from straw bales. That's very good. That's impressive. Right, we're back to the field. I'll just finish off moving these. We'll get them all nicely waiting. And then the moment the lorry arrives, we can get them put onto the trailer. And these ones will either go into the barn for our own animals or just to the same place. Just depends really. Okay, there we go. Everything is ready and waiting. This one can go onto here. Can be the first one on. Good timing. Here he is. I always think it's best when you have the two loaders putting them on at the same time, because you can pretty much push against each other and make things really quite neat. Kind of like that, even though I moved out of the way. It's more effective if one of the bales isn't straight and you need to straighten it up. Right, so as I just do this, oh, here's a perfect example, an accidental perfect example. I don't know why I'm still moving forwards. Yeah, over the weekend I published my video on Machinery Restorer, which is my other channel. Some people aren't aware of it being my other channel. In fact, I still get many comments on there saying, you sound familiar, and then I realised that you are Dagwan. Yeah, it is me, it's my channel. And yeah, I put my first video on for a month and a half of my 2.5 month project. So it's all there, restoration project. And yeah, I just want to thank everybody for your fantastic support, your great comments and stuff. You do get the odd one, the odd commenter, who clearly hasn't watched the video. He's just trying to pick fault in something they haven't even watched, but there you go, that's YouTube for you. Right, well, that's my final 3. I don't think we have any more bales. No, that's it. Okay. So I think it probably is best to sell them. We really don't need them. We have plenty of bales, and because they are 10,000 litres, it's going to make mixing a mixture quite difficult, because it would just be so much straw. Loads and loads of straw. Right. Well, off we go to the sell point. And looking at it, this field here is going to have to be re-drilled. Chainsaw has done that field, the small field. It's been cultivated by the look of things. Okay, off we go. It is slightly unstable, with there being more bales on one side. But if I'm slow and steady, we should be okay. Here we are. Yep, so it's probably going to be about £20,000 this time. Not too sure if the previous load affected the price. Oh, yeah, not too bad at all. Getting on for 25,000. Okay, right, back to the farm. Now I usually put this lorry just down here. The best place for it, I think, is around the silage pit area. Somewhere just over here. Oh look, the manure is building too. We have more and more every day, and the slurry. Okay, so I've just seen Chainsaw over in the nearest field, and he was spreading some lime. So I think that field is probably going to need some fertiliser as well, which would mean this is a great opportunity to use the VALTRA and a slurry spreader. Yeah, no fertiliser at all. Okay, so yeah, we have this spreader here. It isn't very big, but it's not a very big field. Okay, so there's no slurry just there to pump, but as we know, the other one is quite full. When I looked, it did say 35,000 litres, so we definitely have plenty of slurry. It's just a case of finding the fill point, which is probably where I've just parked that. We actually could do with a bigger spreader. We have the money. Okay, there we go, that's the 35,000 litres, which actually isn't that much, I suppose, when you think about it, in terms of slurry, but it should be enough for this one field. We already have 8,000 litres in the tank. Right, well, I must get there before he starts drilling, but the drill is just there, so obviously he hasn't started yet. Any excuse to use the beacons. Yeah, he's spreading lime on all the fields, so I'm sort of following on from that. Oh yes. Very good. Now, we're not going to have enough slurry to do all the fields, but we'll just keep going until we run out, which again, won't take too long. You can soon get through 35,000 litres. Okay, right, well, what I'll do is complete the field, and what we'll try and do is move into the next field. We'll just keep going, like I said, and it'll be interesting to see where we actually get to when I have completely emptied the slurry pit. And I think I'll turn those beacons off now. They're not really necessary for a field. But there is, in that really nice John Deere, I think it's the 6920S, I think it is. Yeah, it's a very nice machine. Okay, well this is my final piece in this field, and then we'll be moving on. Now we had, if I remember correctly, 11,000 litres left approximately in the slurry pit, so we really don't have much at all. I don't even know if it's worth spreading the rest of it, because we're definitely not going to complete any more fields. I don't know. Well, I think we should do. Like I said, I think we should probably empty it. It does mean that we're going to have a small section which has been covered with slurry. Then again, I suppose it's better than having nothing covered in slurry. I'll go and fill up, and we'll go and empty it somewhere. Yep, 11,000 litres, so there is going to be a very small amount left. But let's go and see what we can do with this very small amount. So that's the field that's all completed. This is the field which is being drilled currently, so I can't go in there. But this field here is fine. We'll probably be able to go up and down a couple of times. Not much. It's actually much better doing it when you've put the lime on, because it just makes it so obvious where you have and haven't been. Slurry isn't actually too bad at seeing where you have and haven't been anyway in this game. Sometimes the drill can be similar to the cultivator. I think overall the textures on Farming Simulator do look quite good, but I would say if there was one which I would have to complain about, maybe not complain, just note as not being as good, it would be the stubble. Like when you harvest a field in real life, if it's a good crop, you can barely see the soil when you're looking across the field, and here it looks really patchy, and also you can still see the drill marks perfectly as if it was drilled yesterday, and you'd have more, well, if it was like a normal normal summer, you probably have some cracks in the ground, and the drill marks would have most likely worn off. But that's just me trying to pick fault really in something which is pretty good. Yeah, I think the game is really good. I think FS19 is good, but really just trying to bring up a few points so that things can be improved for the next game, and also so we can start a bit of a talking point here. Do you agree? It's always good to hear. In fact, that would be a good thing to do. Comment down below the one thing, only one thing, which you don't like about the game. It'd be good to see if there is one thing which everybody has the same feeling on. Is there one thing in particular? It would be very interesting to hear. Right, well obviously I got carried away and left the beacon on again because it just looked good, but we're almost empty. And then we should have probably 3,000 litres left to put in. Actually maybe it would be 5 or 6. Right, there we go, back to the farm. Now, it is good to do a bit of slurry work again. I haven't done slurry for a while. We'll be doing it again on Sandy Bay. And yeah, in the next episode of Sandy Bay, we're going to be tedding the alfalfa. Lots of people helped me out there. It's because in seasons, for whatever reason, whenever I do grass, it just turns to hay without having to ted it, even though I know you have to ted it. And I think with the alfalfa, you really must ted it for it to turn to hay. So there we are in position. We have 5,026 litres left. That lorry looks to be trying to escape. There hasn't been that zombie invasion I mentioned a few episodes back, is there? Right, so we'll just finish off here. We should be able to get a little bit further up the field, but this will all be fertilised anyway at some point. And come to think of it, does the drill do fertiliser? I'm not too sure if that one does. Yes, it has an amazing resemblance of a dog wagging its tail. When the slurry comes out. The other thing as well I noticed was when you put it onto a time lapse, it still reciprocates as it is doing currently, but the slurry itself, you can see at the moment it looks like a liquid, well it looks like a solid. It doesn't look to be flowing at all. Okay, almost made it, but there we go. That was incredibly close. Right, well there we go, that's another job done with VALTRA. I think it's done a good job, although I do prefer doing carting and forestry and stuff with this tractor. I think we probably should do another forestry video soon. Do you think we should do? Comment down below. It would be good to hear from you. But Chainsaw has almost finished the field just there. And by the next episode, I would imagine all 3 will have been done. So I'm going to put this back down on the other slurry pit, and I think that'll actually be it for this video. Right, there we go. It has been good. So, thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to click on the video link in the description. That is for Chainsaw 100's video. He is recording at the same time, doing a time lapse. So basically you'll be seeing the same video from a different person's point of view. Different perspective, and yeah, also if you're interested in restoring things, then I have my machinery restorer channel with the new video, so please do consider checking it out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.